Hello, welcome. How are you? Hi, Aisha. How are you? Okay, so let's have a little, just a breather for a second. I just need to light the incense. So let's just take a breather and think very carefully about the question that we're going to ask today, because today we're not going to think about anyone else but ourselves. So what's going to empower us on our journey? What's going to bring us, how can we improve our relationships? What do we need to know so we can move forward on our journey? So think very carefully about your question. Remember, a couple of things. Okay, if you ask a yes and no question, you will get angel answers. Okay, yes and no question. So if you ask a question that is about a yes and no, it's going to use angel answers. Okay, yes and no questions. If you want a tarot reading, think very carefully about your question. How, what, and why? How can I move forward on my journey? What do I need to know? So think about how your question begins, because the clearer your question, the clearer your answer, because every card has lots of layers over it. So when you ask really specific questions, you're going to get really specific answers with the cards. So think very carefully about your question. How are you going to word it? What do I need to know about this situation? How can I improve the current relationship? Why do I react this way? Those are the sort of things that you want to think about. What do I need to know about this situation? Does it empower me to move forward on my journey? So think about what's really important for you to be able to move forward and where you're going. Okay, if you want a tarot and oracle reading, so you want something a little bit more in depth, don't forget you've got the pinned links or the links down below to get a tarot and oracle reading. Okay, otherwise it is just 2 tarot cards, or if it's a yes and no question, it is angel answers. Just some things to think about. So don't just sort of think very carefully about what do you need to know so that you can ask your question specific. What do I need to know about our current relationship? Okay, now don't forget to read the disclaimer. I don't do medical. I don't do legal issues. Okay, medical questions also include pregnancy. Don't ask me if you're going to get pregnant, because it could be a medical issue. Okay, so that's the first thing to think about. Also, when you ask about somebody else's perspective or what someone else is up to, you need to ask, what do I need to know? Okay, because we are intruding in someone else's thoughts. We're intruding into somebody else's actions. Okay, we're intruding in a third party, somebody who's not here to defend themselves. Sometimes spirit won't give us exactly what we want in that situation. So think very carefully about your question. How does it affect me? What do I need to know? Make sure you put that at the beginning of your questions. Okay, so we've got Aisha, content, hello, eagle. Okay, so what do I need to know? So let's begin with our questions. What do we need to know? So think very carefully, because the more specific your question that you ask about yourself, the better the answer is going to be. So Aisha, content, hello, and eagle. Okay, Aisha, what have you put in here? You've got to be very careful about your questions, okay? Because you put, does Zaid playful and flirt around with other women? Because you could put something like, how does that affect me when... Because all we're going to get is a yes or no question. You've asked a yes or no. Does Zaid playfully and flirt around with other women? Okay, so let's have a look. Does Zaid playfully and flirt around with other women? Here I've just got unlikely that he does so. Like, not intentionally anyway. Let's see what the angels have to say. It says that it's unlikely that he does so. You know, just when someone's friendly, it doesn't mean that they're flirting. Okay, when we got improving health here, I'm getting a sense of well-being. Stop worrying about things that you cannot control, Aisha. Basically here, you need to sort of stop worrying. We've got improving health here. I get a sense of well-being about not worrying about what's actually going on. It's unlikely that he's actually flirting in an intentional way. Just because he's friendly doesn't mean he's actually flirting in any way. So it's basically saying it's unlikely and you need to stop worrying about it because it's going to make you sick. You're worrying about something that's not necessary. Okay? So Aisha, it's basically saying it's unlikely that he's actually doing so, and need to stop worrying because it's not going to help your health in any way at all. Okay? And so you really want to take care of yourself by not worrying about things that you cannot control. Okay? So we've got content. I'm still waiting for content's question. I do have hello and eagle. Oh, what does my spirit team... Oh, that's a good question. I like that. Okay, so let's do... Actually, I've just got Dragon Tarot for some reason. Okay. Let's have a look. What does your spirit team... What is your spirit team? Oh, forgot to... What does your spirit team need to tell you? What's going? What do you need to know? Okay, these two cards are flowing out. Let's have a look. What have we got? Okay, interesting. We do have the Lovers, and I got 3 of Cups reversed. So the Lovers are telling us that there are some choices of some stuff that needs to happen in your life. There are some relationships or that you need to make some choices about. Which is quite important, something that you connect with quite passionately. There are some choices, and 3 of Cups reversed tells me that it feels like that you're not really sort of celebrating or expanding your emotions in some way. So it feels like there could be a delay in something, a delay in celebrating, because you haven't made so until you've made the choices that needs to happen. It's really important that you need to make the choices that you need so that you can celebrate what needs to happen. There does seem to be some sort of delay in celebration in some way. So something is delayed in regards to the celebration, in regard to the choices that need to be made, in regards to the relationship. Now, just because it's relationship, it doesn't necessarily mean an intimate relationship. There is some sort of relationship with something or someone that there are some choices that do need to be made in this situation, but there is a delay in the actual celebration that's needed for some reason. There is something that's stopping you from celebrating quickly or immediately. There is some sort of delay to that, and it does come down to the choices that do need to be made in regards to this relationship on some level. Okay, so that's kind of really important to sort of think about, what's important to you right now. That's hi, Prab. That's important for you to be able to make the choices that you need. Okay, so that you can celebrate. Okay. Good, thanks, Prab. How are you? Okay, hello. So I hope that helps. Gives you a moment to sort of think about, what choices do you actually need to make in a relationship, and until you make that choice, there is going to be a delay in the celebrations. You're welcome. Hello. Right, Eagle. Prab, I just need your question. I also need if content is still around, need contents question. Don't forget to type your question in once. Right, general career reading, Eagle. Right, I'm going to use Magical Nordic Tarot. I haven't used it for a little while, so as you guys are going into winter up north, we go into summer, so I had to put that aside. But let's have a look. General career reading. So what's going on with Eagle? So what does Eagle need to know in regards to their career for the upcoming week? What does Eagle need to know in regards to their career for the upcoming week? Okay, general career reading. What have we got? Okay, there are some challenges. There's some battles, there's some challenges, some conflicts going on in regards to work. But it does bring you a sense of recognition, a sense of being able to create or manifest what you want in your career. Okay, so there is some conflict with the energy that's going on at the moment in regards to the career. There does seem to be some challenges for the upcoming week. Okay, there are some challenges, but it is going to enable you to grow and expand, to manifest, to create what's important for you this week. It is going to allow you to overcome the challenge. I do feel like you're going to overcome the challenges, because it's going to allow you to grow and expand and be recognized for your abilities. It feels like there is going to be some recognition in your skills and abilities, even because it's how you deal with the conflict that's going to make a big difference. It feels like you're going to deal well with the conflict. Feels like you're sort of going to take a breath, allow yourself to create something out of that conflict, which is kind of really important for you this week, is to be able to create out of that conflict. Create something new out of that conflict anyway. Okay, Eagle, so hopefully that'll help. When something sort of comes up, you're going to go, okay, how can I create something new out of this conflict? Okay, content next, and then Prab. Okay. Remember, when you ask a yes and no question, it is angel answers. If you want something a little bit more, when you ask your questions, how, what, and why. So a yes and no question, as content has got here, because it's will contact you in the next 48 hours. Okay, so will contact content in the next 48 hours. Let's have a look. Will I'm getting a sense of you needing to sort of choose a new direction in the situation. So an answer to that question, no. It doesn't feel like they will contact you in the next 48 hours. It might be a little bit after that, but not in the next 48 hours. So it could be a little bit longer than that. It's just saying no, not at this stage. Let's have a look and see what the angels have to say about that situation. Okay. It's kind of interesting because two cards sort of popped out here. It's all about the sense of not, when I get this improving health, I get that sense of not worrying about it because you're going to make yourself ill. So don't worry about it. He's not going to contact you in the next 48 hours, okay? Not at this stage. And if you worry about it, it's not going to help your health. So it's all about taking care of yourself at this stage. Take care of you. Allow yourself to sort of be a little bit assertive. Okay, I do get the sense of this other card came out, and it's kind of interesting because we get rainbows here. So I do get that sense of being able to sort of take care of yourself, be assertive in your own health care. I think it's really important at this time to I just get that sense of, no, he's not going to contact you. And it's important that you do take care of yourself. You do be assertive in the way that you nurture here. You nurture your own well-being, if you like, content. So I feel like you just need to not worry about it and just sort of just take care of yourself. Seems to be sort of the strong message there. Okay, Prab, and then we've got Fern. Okay. Anyone that's a new subscriber here, welcome, welcome. Okay, so what I'm just going to do is just say a couple of things for anyone that's just walked in the door or who's coming in now. Just a couple of things. If you ask a yes and no question, you will get angel answers. Okay, yes and no questions with angel answers. If you want a little bit more information than just yes and no, you need to ask a question that starts with, what do I need to know about this situation? How can I improve my journey? What's going to move me forward in this situation? Why does this happen to me? What's going on with this situation? So think very carefully about your question. Now, if you want a tarot and oracle reading, so you want a little bit more than just the two cards, you want a little bit more with the tarot and oracle reading, please use the pinned links or the links down below. It does enable me to do these lives. Okay, it does support the channel so I can do these lives. If I don't get the support, make sure you like the videos. That makes a big difference as well. That's part of it as well. So make sure you like the videos. I know that you've subscribed. Make sure you've liked the video. You put your question in once. You've thought about your question so that I can continue to do these lives. Okay, so where are we up to? We are up to Prab. Then I have Fern and Sonia. So just make sure you type your question in once and think very carefully about the question you've used. Is it a yes and no question? That's what you're going to get. If you use a question that starts with, what do I need to know? How does this happen? Why is this happening to me? You're going to get much better reading. You're going to get a lot more information. If you want a tarot and oracle reading, please use the pinned links or the links down below to donate, and that supports the channel so I can keep coming back to doing the readings. Okay, so next is Prab. Okay, he's your classmate and you want to know how he's feeling. Let's do the field tarot. Now, remember, just a little something to think about, guys. When you ask how somebody else feels about you, you have to remember it is their perspective. It may not be facts. It is just their perspective and how they feel about you. And sometimes they might not feel anything. Okay, that might not be what you're expecting. Maybe they're busy. Maybe you're not in their realm of thought. So I just want to put that out there so that you guys are aware that when you're asking about how someone feels about you, it is their perspective, and maybe they're busy or they are wound up in something. They're wound up in their own little world. So just some little thoughts when you're thinking about asking how somebody else feels about you. You've got to think, when you think about your question, think about, how does it empower me? How does it allow me to move forward on my journey? Maybe you could ask questions in regards to how does this affect me? What's the foundation of our relationship? That can be a good one as well. Just some thoughts, guys, when you're thinking about your questions. Okay, how does Ash feel about you? He's your classmate, right? So how does he feel about you, Prab? So let's have a look. Oh, 2 cards there. Okay. Okay, interesting, because we get the Chariot, which is about moving forward in the journey. So I'm sort of getting the black and white sort of energy that maybe you're not quite on the same path. Maybe you're moving in different directions. Okay, I get the sense that his thoughts about you is a sense of moving forward in a different direction, is what I'm getting here. I am getting the sense of him moving in a different direction. Okay, and so I get the sense of judgment here, this awakening, this resurrecting something. So maybe he's like, I feel like you're on different paths, but I does feel like he wants to resurrect something. Now, it doesn't necessarily mean a love. It could be a friendship on some level. Feels like I'm just getting a sense of moving in the right direction, moving in the same page. I don't know. It feels like I just don't feel like you guys are on the same page here. I do feel like you're moving in different directions. Okay. But I do feel like he wants to resurrect something. And it could be just a friendship. I'm really not getting a lot of love or a lot of romance or anything like that. I'm not getting any passion in the situation. Okay, so I'm just not getting that there is a sense of, I'm not getting any love. I'm not getting any, I just don't know if you're on the same page. It sort of feels like there is that sense of wanting to sort of move forward, but unsure that you're on the same page is what I'm getting here. Unsure that you're moving in the same direction, but he does want to resurrect something. Yeah, very different people. Okay, so that made sense to you. Okay, so I just feel like there is something that needs to be resurrected or needs to be brought into fruition, if you like, or awaken in some way. But I don't know if that's a friendship or something like that. So I just feel like, yeah, you guys are just not on the same page. You are very different people. So what you do with that is totally up to you, of course. Remember, you always have free will. You know, just because the cards come up with something doesn't necessarily mean that the future is set in stone. Things can always change depending on your own perspective, your own actions, your own thoughts and ideas can change things. Maybe you're influenced by something else. So just some thoughts there. I just want to know that you know, nothing's ever set in stone. Right. Fern is next with your question. Okay, you've asked, will Ronald and you reconcile? Okay, so that's another yes and no question there. I think that's right. You're welcome, Prab. You're welcome. Take care of yourself. Okay, so will Ronald and you reconcile? Okay, so let's have a look here. Okay, will Ronald and Fern reconcile? Will they sort of will they get together? Will they reconcile in some way? Okay, will Fern and Ronald reconcile? Okay. Interesting. It's saying that it's unlikely. It's not at the moment. Remember, with the current energies, now things can change. Doesn't seem like there's going to be a reconciliation at the moment. It's unlikely because of the energies. Now, let's see what the angels have to say about it. At the moment, because of current energies, feels like you're unlikely going to reconcile. Now, things could change further along the line, but right now, it doesn't feel like you will. Okay, so it says here, the only way that there could be a reconciliation or enabling you to sort of move forward on your journey is for you to do the healing that's needed. Okay, the healing that's needed to remain positive in your thoughts and ideas, your actions. It's all about being able to sort of, I get the sense of you needing to heal the relationship. That there's a lot of healing that needs to be done, and the remaining positive is that sort of sense of, I want to say that there is a sense of sort of, I just get that healing, doing things for yourself is kind of really important here, because it doesn't feel like there is going to be. Yes, Estrella, the list is still open. Just make sure you type your question in once. It's cool. Okay, so Fern, I do feel like there is an unlikely. Hi, Sid, how are you? Welcome. Okay, so it doesn't feel like there is going to be any reconciliation at this stage, but it's important for you to take care of you, to be able to remain positive, to live your life to the fullest, is what I want to say here. To live life to the fullest is kind of really important here, to be able to have that sense of taking care of yourself, healing. Super important there, Fern. Okay, so it doesn't feel like, at the moment, it doesn't feel like there's going to be any reconciliation, but I think that's because there's a lot of healing that needs to take place first. Okay, so Fern's done. Okay, then I've got Sonia, then Faith. So Sonia, then Faith, then Chelsea, then Highness, Estrella, and Sid. So make sure if you've come in, you've typed your question in once, and then I can go through. Now, just for those that have come in the door, when you ask a yes and no question, it is angel answers. Okay, it is angel answers when you ask. If you want to know a little bit more information, ask questions that start with, what do I need to know? What is happening? Why does this happen? How can I improve the relationship that I'm in? How can I improve my career? How can I move forward on this journey that I'm in? What's the foundation of our relationship? What do I need to know with this situation? Oh, you're welcome, Sid. You're welcome. You're welcome. You're always on the list anyway, no matter when you come in. You're my mod and your Ko-Fi family. Don't forget, for those that are interested, you can support the channel for as little as $1 a month. And as Sid can contest to, there are a lot of benefits to donating for as little as $1 a month, with discounts on services, downloads, all sorts of bits and pieces. So there's some good things to think about when you're wanting to move forward on your journey. Okay, so Sonia asked is a yes and no question. So now another thing, when you're asking about someone else, about how they feel about you, are they thinking about you, that sort of thing, you have to remember it is their perspective. It may not be factual, and we are intruding into this really you're intruding into their thoughts and ideas, and now it's their perspective. Okay, it's their perspective. It may not be factual. Sometimes people, okay, does Y think of Sonia? Okay, does Y think of Sonia? Right, does Y think of Sonia? Does Y think of Sonia? What I do with this is I fan the cards out like this. I close my eyes so I cannot see the cards, and then I just choose one thinking about your question. Does Y? Okay. No. It's kind of interesting because I got no, because you need to choose a new direction. Okay, so they're not thinking about you at this time, and you do need to choose a new direction. You need to think about moving, taking care of yourself. Maybe you need to, I'm just getting that sense of just taking care of yourself, doing something for you. Okay, I did get another, for some reason, cards fly out. Sometimes this happens and I just go with the flow. I know you'd normally get 2 cards for your reading, but you need to, okay, interesting, because they're telling you to look for something else. You're choosing a new direction, but you actually don't need to worry about it, okay? You just need to say, okay, I'm going to move in a new direction. I'm going to take care of myself. And you are going to be showing some signs with someone else. Oh, Estrella, it worked. Oh, thank you, Estrella. You're such a sweetheart. You're such a sweetheart. Thank you for your support. You're such an angel. Okay. does Y think of me? Okay, that's cool. Thank you, Australia. You're such a sweetheart. Okay, Sonia. So basically, no, he's not thinking about you at this time. It's important that you move into a new direction. You do need to make sure that you are not worrying about situation, because it feels like you're going to be shown a sign with someone else. I do feel like something else is going to come up for you, and you're going to be shown very clearly about the direction that you're going to move into. Okay, so sometimes that happens. We get a few extra cards out of it with the Oracle deck. So anyway, let's have a look next. Okay. After Sonia, a faith. Right. Okay, a lot of you guys are asking yes and no questions about it. I see that there. Okay, so got faith. Then we've got Chelsea and Highness. Right. Okay, Faith, you've asked, does he still want you? Okay, is he still interested in you? Is the Cancer guy still interested in Faith? Okay, is the Cancer guy still interested in Faith? Still want Faith? Does this guy, who's the zodiac sign Cancer? Okay, so let's have a look. Does he still want you? Is he still interested? Oh, okay. We get a no with it. Okay, he does seem to be does seem to be wavering in the at the moment with things going on. There does seem to be that he's not really that interested. Whoa, and that's kind of interesting. Okay. No, he's not interested, but then I get the two cards flew onto my hand, so they pulled like someone had pulled them out, and we get opportunity, like there's a new opportunity coming for you, and you do need to communicate clearly about what you want. So there's an opportunity. So at the moment, the Cancer guy doesn't want you. Well, is not interested at this moment, okay? But it does open up for a new opportunity for you. Okay? It does open up for a new opportunity for you. It does allow you to be able to communicate clearly what you want and what you expect out of a relationship. So it's about you being able to communicate clearly. So no, it doesn't feel like he's interested in it, but it does give you the opportunity for something new and exciting. Okay, it does give the opportunity for you to communicate clearly to the universe, or the universe is trying to communicate clearly to you that there's something else waiting for you. New opportunities are waiting for you. There are new opportunities. Something better is coming your way, is what they're saying. So if this Cancer guy is not interested in you at the moment, it's because something better is coming your way. Someone much, much better. Okay? Something better is coming your way. Hi, Motivation. How are you? So we've got Highness. Okay, so you're asking a yes or no question. Will you get a job offer this week? Okay, so depending on what actions you've taken, with the actions that are happening at the moment with Highness Life, will they get a job offer this week? Okay, so I've shuffled the cards a little bit, spread them out, closed my eyes, and this is where I'm going to choose a card. Yeah, something is coming up. There is a job offer coming up this week of some sort. It does feel like an offer of some sort is coming into play this week, but let's have a look and see. Oh, sorry, Chelsea. I'll get back to you. And sorry, I missed you. Oh, sorry. Yep, I'll do you next. Oops, sorry. Thanks for reminding me, Chelsea. I'm trying to do the list and sorry I skipped you. I'll do you next. Okay, will you get a job offer this week? And it was yes. And what else can the cards have to say? Okay, it's telling me an abundance. Okay, it's something to do with abundance. So yes, you're going to get a job offer, and it does give you a sense of abundance, prosperity. Does feel like it's giving you exactly what you need at this time. Okay, so yeah, with abundance. Right, Chelsea, sorry, I slipped you. Let's get into Chelsea's one here. I have got Estrella's one as well, the donation. So that's coming up. And we've got Sid, who's my mod, and Ko-Fi family member. So she's going to get her reading as well. And then we have motivation and Anna and the Fat Muppet. Okay, will you receive unemployment funds this week? Okay, so what's going on here? Will you receive your unemployment funds this week? Okay. Will Chelsea receive her unemployment funds this week? Okay. With the current energies that are going on at the moment, will Chelsea receive unemployment funds this week? Okay, so this one here is pulling at me. Oh, something's on a no. Okay. Unless something changes, but at the moment, it's sort of saying no, you're not going to get the fund this week. And it could be something that hasn't been done. Maybe some paperwork that needs to be looked at. Maybe you need to chase it up. So let's have a look and see what it says. At the moment, they're saying, no, you're not going to get the money this week. You're not going to get your unemployment fund this week. But let's see if things can change. Oops. Might help I actually put the cards the right way. Right, let's have a look. What can the angels, what's important for Chelsea to know about? Okay. Okay. It's important for you to know there is some opportunity, there is some stuff that needs to be dealt with. Okay. For you to get the money that you need, the employment funds, there are some paperwork or there is something that needs to be done. There is an opportunity for the situation to change. I feel like there's something that needs to be looked into, Chelsea. Okay, so there's something, maybe you need to chase it up. There's an opportunity for things to change, but it only comes from the action that you take. So even though they say no at the moment, it feels like you're not going to get the funds. It does feel like if you sit back and just wait, no, you're not going to get it. But there is an opportunity for you to make things different. And that means that there might be something that you need to do to make sure that you get the funds that you need. your unemployment funds this week. Okay, there is something that you need to do. I'm just seeing if there's anything else that sort of comes up. So no, there's just doesn't feel like there's anything else as well. It's just saying there are some things that you need to do to make sure that you can get the funds. But they're saying at this moment, they're saying no, because something hasn't been looked into, something that hasn't been cleared up, maybe something on the paperwork or something is not quite right. Okay, so there is something that needs to be dealt with, Chelsea. Okay, so even though they say no at this time, it just means that there's something that needs to be dealt with for you to get the money. Right, let's have a look. Okay, so I've got Estrella. I'm going to do your one now. Let me just go into this here. Okay, right. Okay. Okay. Now, just going to get the... Oh, well, did I just do that? Did I do anything? Okay, so let's have a look here. Now, don't forget, you can support the channel. You can, if you want a little bit more information, you want a tarot and oracle reading like I'm doing for Australia now, you can donate using the pinned links or the links down below. If you want a little bit more information with your reading. Okay, how would Leobardo feel, okay, if you reach out to him? Okay, so Estrella's going to reach out to him. How's he going to react? How does he feel? Hi, Crystal. How are you? Hiya, man. Okay, how would Leobardo feel if Estrella reaches out to him? What's going to happen? How is Estrella? Whoa! Okay. And it's kind of interesting because I'm actually getting... sometimes this happens. Like I said, I just go with the flow. Don't forget, when you donate, you get a tarot and oracle reading. You get a little bit more information. So I'm going to do a Healing Waters card as well. Yep. So let's do this. Estrella. Right, let's have a look. How would Leobardo feel if you reach out to him? Let's have a look. Interesting. I get the Fool with 8 of Pentacles. And so the Fool is about new beginnings. So it feels like if you reach out to him, it offers him new beginnings, new possibilities. It opens the world to something new. And you get Eight of Pentacles. Now, Eight of Pentacles tells us that it's a sense of determination, will, hard work, that sense of closure. So it's going to give him the answers that he needs for the new beginning. Okay, it means that there's going to be some work ahead, a little bit of a task that needs to be focused on. He does realize that there's going to be, so it does feel like it's going to give him an sort of a possibility for him to have a sense of a new beginning, new possibility, to feel like there is a journey ahead, a focus, a determination, a task at hand that needs to happen. So here we've got, okay, interesting there. Oops, wrong way around. Okay, so that makes sense. Okay, we got Four of Cups with Five of Swords reversed. Okay, Four of Cups tells us that it's going to give him a chance to reflect. I feel like he's been reflecting or thinking about what's been going on in his life. He's bored, he's dissatisfied with what's been happening, but it does give him a new opportunity. Does give him a new opportunity in life, enabling him to feel like the Five of Swords reversed. Five of Swords reversed tells me that it's going to be an easy move forward. Feels like there's not going to be any fights or arguments or any quarrels or anything like that. It does give it an easy flow, a win-win situation, a feeling like there is a winner in this. Okay, so I do feel like it's giving him an opportunity. If you reach out to him, it's giving him an opportunity to begin a new beginning. It does allow him to have that sense of opening up to new possibilities. So I do get that it's a new beginning, new possibilities. Interesting. And we get the Home card. It allows a sense of togetherness. Okay. Tells a sense of commitment, a sense of sort of coming together energy. When we're talking about home, we're talking a sense of security. It enables him to feel safe. It feels like he's able to sort of open up to you. That's why it feels like it's a win situation, which is kind of interesting. And it becomes, okay, it's a reminder to be gentle with it. So when you reach out to make sure it's for the long game, it does feel like it's a sense of having some patience with it as well. But it does give you a sense of moving forward on the long game. So it does feel like it's a good one, Estrella. If you reach out to him in a gentle way, it does open up for new possibilities. Does open up for new opportunities for the long term sort of energy. Like it's not short. Okay. Okay, so that sort of makes sense for you. It feels safe. So if you reach out, it does give them the opportunity for something new. So new beginnings. So yeah, kind of interesting there. Okay. Yep, you can still have, yeah, I do feel like there is something good coming out of us. This is kind of interesting. I don't know why, but for Sid, being mod, being family support, okay. Okay. What do you need to know in regards to being on the right track? Now, Sid is family, is my ko-fi, does support me each month. So because of that, she gets her little bit extra with her reading as well. And she's my mod, of course, but also because she's family, does support me. So what is going on with this? Are you on the right track? What do you need to know about being on the right track? For what you want to be on. So what do you need to know? What does Sid need to know about being on the right track? Let's have a look. Okay, so I'm basically going to do the Buddhism Oracle. Don't know why this just sort of came out quite strongly with this one. Oh, there it is. Okay, so Sid, let's do this as well. Okay. Are you on the right track with what's going on? Let's have a look. What are the cards? What do you guys need to say? Okay. Firstly. Interesting. Queen of Cups and Knight of Cups. Okay, so basically with the Queen of Cups, it's all about, I feel like it's very much about trusting your sense of, I'm saying your empathy. Trust in how you feel. Take care of yourself. Trust in how you feel. I feel like you're getting the information that you need. If you can just sit quietly, if you can sit quietly long enough, I feel like you're getting the information you need. As long as you take care of yourself, you're going to get the information you need. You've got to make sure that you are still taking care of you. So make sure you're still taking care of you, and you're going to get the information you need. Take care of you. You're going to get the information you need. I did get this trusting your intuition, and I do get the High Priestess. So I do feel like there's some stuff that's being revealed, some knowledge that's going to be revealed to you when you sit quietly, when you trust your intuition, when you allow yourself to work with the moon energies. It's interesting because we get the Death card. So there's a lot of changes or transformations still coming up for you. You're still on a path of transformation and changes. But it's all about your empathy. It's all about what you feel within yourself. Okay, even though I get trust your intuition, I get it more about your gut instinct, your empathy, your sense of clairsentient energy. So trust your intuition, allow yourself to trust in your own feelings, allow yourself to nurture you, take care of you, and you'll get the information you need, because there's a lot of changes, a lot of transformations. You're going to find yourself in a bit of a transitional state. So you're going to find yourself in between the past and the future. So being in the moment is going to be really important for you. Okay, so now the Buddhism card, interesting. Isn't that interesting? We get transformation. The self-centered mentality cannot lead to happiness. Attain true happiness by abandoning the self-grasping mentality and assuming the mentality of enlightened aspiration, Sid. Okay, so it feels like it's not about assuming the mentality of enlightened, so by abandoning the self-grasping mentality and assuming the mentality of enlightened aspiration. Yep. I know, but it just seemed really important for you right now. It feels like you're, I don't know whether you, I know, but it feels like you've been worrying about the future or worrying about the past instead of being in the moment. Yeah. Hi, Karen. Okay, interesting. But it's kind of interesting because you get this sense of it's sort of let go of ego, right? Yeah, it's not. So what you need to do is not worry about it, but make a plan. Okay. I'm not saying, but I'm saying don't worry about the future, but you can still make a plan of your goals. Okay. Or a to-do list, things that you can achieve within reason. So planning is still good, but just not worrying about it. Okay, Sid? Okay. So you need to follow through on your plans. Okay, that's what they're saying. You do need to follow through on your plans. You're welcome. You're welcome, Sid. Oh, and I appreciate all your support with the family. So I don't know whether you've had a look at downloads. I don't know whether you've downloaded any of the free downloads that are available to you as family. Don't forget to check on those. And don't forget, you can get your free reading too, Sid. Don't forget to, with the new decks, with the decks coming up, with any of the decks you want. If you want a sort of another reading, don't forget you can book. Right, let's have a look here. Now, for those that have just come in the door, thank you, thank you, thank you. Muchly appreciated. Make sure you like the video. I know you're all subscribed, of course, otherwise you can't comment. But I do want to say a couple of little things. For those that have just walked in the door, thank you very much. Make sure you put your question in. And I do need to go back to check who I'm up to. I think I am up to motivation. Okay, motivation, then Anna and Fat Muppet and Eamon, Crystal, SK and Karen. Okay, so just a couple of things for those that have just come in the door. If you want to ask a question, think very carefully about what your question is because it's going to make a difference to your reading. Okay, if you want a yes and no answer, it's going to be angel answers. Okay, yes and no question, yes and no answer is going to be angel answers. If you ask a question more about how, what, or why, because you only get 2 cards for your normal tarot reading, okay, if you ask a question that starts with how, what, and why, you are going to get 2 tarot cards, right? If you want a little bit more information, like what I did for Estrella and Sid, then you need to use the pinned links or the links down below to donate. Anything from $1 is going to enable you to get a few more cards, a tarot and oracle reading, get a little bit more information for your reading. Okay, so there's a couple of things to think about. How can I move forward on my journey? What do I actually need to know about this situation? Now, remember, when you ask about how someone thinks about you, it is going to be a sense of their perspective, doesn't necessarily make it facts. Okay, so let's have a look at motivation. Okay, I'm going to be on for a little bit longer, and we're very close to finishing up. Right, so just make sure you've typed your question in once, and then I'm going to go through and do this. Right, so I've got motivation to start with. Right, what's good coming my way in love with you and Smith together? Ooh, okay. Let's do Deck of Heroes. Deck of Heroes, right. Tarot. Let's have a look. I think this deck is undervalued. I love this deck. What's coming your way in love with you and Smith together? What's the foundation of the relationship? What's coming up? Let's have a look. This card flew out, which was the King of Swords. Okay, there's a lot of thinking to be done. There's a lot of analyzing the situation. Feels like there's a lot of thoughts. Oh, kind of interesting. Okay, sometimes Spirit brings out more cards than we expect. So sometimes you won't get a tarot and oracle reading, but you will get a few more tarot cards. Now that's because Spirit has said that you need a little bit more information. Okay, so the first thing we've got here is the King of Swords, which tells us there's a lot of thinking being done, a lot of planning, a lot of ideas, a lot of communication needed with opportunities. So there's a lot of thinking, a lot of analyzing the situation coming up. Now, the second card that came in was Three of Wands. Again, we get that thinking about the goals. I feel like there's a lot of reflecting, a lot of thought coming into it, a lot of analyzing the situation without any action being taken. There's a lot of thought. Okay. The Justice card in this, the Justice card tells us it's all about trying to find a sense of equilibrium, looking at any consequences of any actions that are taken. I still get there's a lot of thinking, but not a lot of action being taken. A lot of thought. Okay, and we get the Hermit card. Okay, the Hermit, again, you get meditation, reflection, a lot of silence. So it doesn't feel like there's a lot of moving forward in this. There's a lot of thinking, a lot of trying to find a sense of equilibrium and trying to think about the consequences of any actions that are taken or anything that's going on. Just feels like there's a lot of thoughts going into it. A lot of thought, a lot of thinking, a lot of analyzing, a lot of planning. And then trying to look at the consequences of any actions that are taken. Looking at trying to find a sense of equilibrium, a yin and yang, weighing up the options sort of energy. Okay, and again, we've got the solitude, that meditation and reflection. So there is, in regards to the relationship, it feels very lonely. There's a lot of thought, a lot of analyzing, but no actual action taken at this stage. Things could change, but feels very just no action taken at this stage. So I don't know if that makes sense right now, but it just feels like there's a lot of thinking going on, but no real action. So I don't know what that means for you. Only you know that for yourself. So I do feel like there's a need to communicate. Okay. Oh, who have I missed? Motivation. Anna. So I'm just trying to go through the list, and hopefully I won't miss anybody, but no, I've got Anna, then Fat Muppet by the looks of it. Just doing what's on the, I'm just coming up with the list. Yep. Yep, Fat Muppet, you're after, yep, you're after Anna, that's right. Yep. That's right. Yep, that's right. So how will things be with me and AC? Okay, so I'm going to do Lunar Tarot. Yep, you're after Anna, that's right. Right, so let's pull out the cards. Okay, how will things be with Anna and AC? Whoa, as soon as I said that, it's kind of interesting. These three cards flew out. So let's have a look. What do we got here? Ooh, okay. We've got 10 of Wands, which tells us it's going to be a bit of a burden. There is some responsibility in what happens next. Okay, there are a lot of changes, a lot of transformation needed to move forward in this journey. But we do get a sense of withdrawal, walking away from the situation. Okay, so there is going to be a bit of a hard work. There is going to be a lot of stuff that needs to be pushed through. There are some challenges to the relationship on some level. There is going to be some changes, some transformation, which means that there is a sense of withdrawing from whatever was going on. There is some sense of moving forward into new aspects of the relationship in some way. So there is going to be some challenges. There is going to be some things that are going to be hard work, something you're going to have to push through in some way to be able to move through those changes, those transformations that are going on within the relationship. Which means that you're going to be moving into something new with the relationship. You're going to leave behind the old and move into something new with that relationship. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to walk away from the relationship, but there is definitely something within the relationship that's changing on some level. Okay, so there are some things to be aware of. Remember, the cards can be quite symbolic in the situation. So it's about applying to your situation. I have no idea what's going on in your relationships, okay? So, or in your life. So we're just going to get that sense of you moving forward in some way. There is some of the relationship that's sort of moving into new levels in some way. So yeah, hopefully that makes sense. Okay, Anna, yeah, that makes sense for you. Right, now Fat Muppet. Okay, I'm going to say, Celine, you're the last person. So let me just pop in here. Okay, free list is closed. I should have done that a little bit easier. Oh, okay, Lisa. Oh, guys, okay. Free list is now closed. Let me just type this in after that last person snuck in. Yep, you're all on the list. All those that are now in chat are still on the list. Okay, that's free list is now closed. So I've just typed in there as the last person that creeped in before that. Is on the list. Okay. Fat Muppet, right, you're next. Let me just pop in here. Let me just find your question. So everyone that's in chat, that's commented before I put that up, is on the list. So just make sure you type your question in once. And I'll just come up to that in a minute. So fat. Okay. So when you ask a yes and no question, unless of course you do a paid, unless you use the pinned links or the links down below. But if you ask a yes and no question, it will be angel answers. Okay. If you ask a question that starts with how, what, and why, how can I move forward? What is the foundation of my relationship? What do I need to know in regards to this situation? Why is this hidden from view? Or why am I reacting this way? How can I improve my relationships? How can I improve my career? What do I need to know? What's the foundation of the relationship? Those sort of questions is going to help you. Really important. When you ask how someone feels about you, remember it's their perspective. It might not be factual, and maybe something else is going on in the background. Okay, just some thoughts. If you want a little bit more than just the 2 tarot cards that you would normally get with your reading, or yes and no answers, if you want a little bit more, you want a tarot and oracle reading, so you want a few more cards, you can use the pinned links or the links down below to skip the queue. Okay, skip the queue and get a little bit more with a tarot and oracle reading. Anything from $1 is going to assist in that. If you are part of the Ko-Fi family, you also get a little bit of an extra with your readings and things like that. For as little as $1 a month, you get quite a bit extra, as Sid can contest to that. Right. Will you ever find love? Let's have a look. Will you ever find love? Now, remember, when you ask these yes and no questions, they are based on the current energies. Depending on what's going on in your life right now, you could change it to how can I find love or anything like that. But if you ask, will you find love? It's based on your current energies. Okay, so I'm shuffling this as I'm thinking about Fat Muppets question. Will they ever find love? And at the moment, feels like there's a lot of healing to take place. So you're not ready to find the love of your life. Okay, you might have relationships, you might have someone that comes into your life, but they're not necessarily the genuine love you need. Okay, so what they're saying here is no, you're not going to find the love at the moment because there's a lot of healing that needs to take place. You might find someone who comes into your life for a short time who is not necessarily the love of your life. Okay, when we're talking about love, we're talking about a genuine love, someone who's going to be that long-term love relationship. You're not quite ready for it yet, so there must be something else going on in the background. Okay, it's telling us to look for some signs. So it feels like there's some healing that needs to take place for you. There's some stuff that you need to let go of. Okay, so it feels like if you can let go of that love, that what you're looking for there, it feels like that you'll be given the signs that you need. Okay, so even though we say no, you're not going to find love right now, it's because there's some stuff that you need to let go of first, and then you're going to find that you're going to be given the signs to point you in the right direction in regards to love. So it feels like there's some stuff that you might need to heal or work through, maybe some stuff that you need to let go of so that you can move forward on your journey. There's just some healing that needs to take place, which is why it says no, not at the moment. You're not going to find love right now because you're not quite ready for that intimacy. That person hasn't quite come into your life right yet. Okay, there's still some stuff to come in to into fruition. There's still some stuff to happen. So there is, so when you're asking, will you find love? No, not at the moment, because there is some stuff that you need to let go of. There is some stuff that you need to work through. No, SK, you're not missed yet. You're next on the list. You're somewhere in there. Everybody that's in there, you will do your reading. If it feels like I haven't quite done it in order, I'm sorry. I'm just doing this on my own, trying to skip through. So I will get to you, SK. You won't be missed. Even if it feels like it's random order, you won't be missed. I will do your reading. Okay, Fat Muppet. So yeah, it just feels like there's some healing that needs to happen first. Right, let's have a look. SK, you're coming up. You're somewhere around there. Okay, so no, you've got Kieran's before then. No, Kieran's after SK. So who am I missing? Crystal, I haven't done yet. E-Man. Okay, so I've still got okay, no, I've got Iman and Crystal first before SK. No, you haven't been skipped. Okay, Iman first. Okay. No, so I'm just going through the list. So hopefully I haven't skipped anybody, but I'm just going through it. So no, not skipped yet, SK. Still got a couple more to do. Okay, is this guy married? Okay. You don't feel like you can trust him. Okay, so Human is asking, is the guy that she's interested in, is he actually, or interested in her, is he married? Is he married? Is he married? Is the guy in Iman's mind, is he married? Okay, so let's just ask that. If he's married. Is he married? Okay, nothing's flipped out. Let's just shuffle. Right, okay. Closed eyes. Okay, somewhere in here. Yeah, now, not necessarily that he's physically married, but he's definitely in some sort of committed relationship. Okay, he is in some sort of relationship, so you might need to communicate with him. You might need to find out why, what's going on. He is in some sort of relationship. He is in some sort of marriage, but you might need to communicate with him a bit more about the situation. There could be more to the story than meets the eye. Okay. Meditation. It's asking you to sort of sit silent with it. Okay. He is married, but I do feel like there's more than meets the eye to the situation. Yes, he's married, but it could be that he's separated. Even though he's still married, there could be a separation in it. It's just saying that the meditation is going to bring the answers that you need. I think you need to sit quietly with it, decide in what you want to do about it and how you want to react. What's next for you in regards to this situation. Now, there is romance to it. There might be some feelings there. There might be some romance there. I do feel like there's a need to communicate. I have got romance coming in. So I am getting that there is some sort of romantic energy between you guys. There is a feeling. So I do feel like even though he is married, I do feel like there's more to the story than meets the eye. Don't know if there's a separation. So there's no divorce yet. Okay, there might not be any divorce yet. Does feel like there is some sort of previous relationship on some level that he might still be dealing with on some way, but there is definitely a connection between you guys that are really, really important here. There is a connection with you guys. So I do feel like there's a need to communicate much more clearly. There is a thing that you guys get to need to know each other a bit better, but you need to meditate on what's important to you in regards to this relationship, because I feel like there's more to the story here. Even though it might say, yes, he's married, I think there's more to it. Okay. So, yeah, there could be some sort of separation, or there could be something else going on behind the scenes that you're not quite sure about. But I am getting that there is a romantic interest between you two. There is definitely something there. So you need to meditate on what you want to do with the situation. If you're not trusting him, then you've got to decide for yourself what you want to do about it. There's definitely some sort of romantic interest between you two, definitely some sort of connection, but what you do about it is really up to you. But if you don't trust him in the situation, then there's obviously not the communication that's needed. So you've got to decide for yourself what you want to do about the situation. There's definitely something going on. Maybe he hasn't quite got around to telling you what's happening because maybe he doesn't know himself. So I think there is a need to communicate. Kind of really important there. Okay, so more to the story than meets the eye. Okay, so what you do about it is totally up to you. You've got to decide for yourself how you're going to handle it, because I do feel like there's more to the story. Okay, always more. Okay, SK, you're coming up. Not quite yet. Nearly there. I think I've just got Crystal first, and then we've got SK. Okay, and then Karen. Okay, for those that are, and then the rest of the list coming in. Everyone's coming in. I do have a few people sort of there. Okay, so you're asking about how someone feels about you. Remember, this is their perspective. And I'm going to connect with, interesting, why am I getting Angel Tarot? That was kind of interesting. I was not expecting the angels to come in here. Okay. Okay. Oh, card just flew out. So we're going to have that one and that one. Right. I know you normally get 2 cards, and then sometimes the spirit feels like there's a need. There'll be something else come up. But anyway, so don't forget, if you want a tarot and oracle reading, don't forget to check the pinned links or the links down below if you want a little bit more information with your reading. Right, what does P feel for you right now? Okay, we've got moving in the right direction, angel of guidance. Definitely feels like there's a moving forward. And it's kind of interesting because I feel like he wants to move forward with you. Okay, wants to make sure you guys are on the same page. You're moving in the right direction. There's a success. But I'm also getting a sense of he feels like there is a past with you. Okay, we've got angel of the past here. So I am getting that there isn't a past connection. Okay, so I do feel like he wants success. He feels that he wants to move in the right direction. He wants success in the, with the connection. But I do feel like there's a past. There is a past connection here. Something to do with the past. I feel like a resurrect, a reconnection. Okay, he feels like he's known you for a long time. I don't know what that means, but I'm just getting that he knows you for a long time. Whether it was this life or a past life, but I feel like he's wanting success. He wants to move in the right direction. He wants to make sure you guys are moving in the right direction. It's successful. I'm just getting successful, but I am getting a past life connection in some way. There is a past. Really strong. So that's what he feels. He feels like there is like he's known you for a long time, like he's knowing you and you're moving forward. So that's all I'm getting with that. I'm just getting that sense of moving forward. He wants to move forward. He wants to move. He wants success. He wants victory, triumph, wants a sense of yay. But then he gets this memory of the past. Something from the past is sort of, I don't know whether it's holding him back, holding P back in some way. But yeah, definitely feel like there's something from the past connecting you guys. Don't know what that means, but now, SK, you're next on the list. Okay, let's get up to here. Then we've got Karen. Then we've got Cree. Crete, sorry, is it Crete? Crete, sorry. And Celine and Lisa. Okay, how does... Okay, you're friends at the moment and you want to know whether they would date you. Okay, that's kind of interesting. Let's do... Sorry, I'm just looking for a certain deck. I think I may have put it down here. I'm just going to go for a dive. Yep, yeah, there it is. Okay, so we're asking, would they date you? Yeah, I do have a crush on her. Right, you have a crush on her, and you want to know whether if you like dating you. Okay. Okay. Interesting. Okay. Dating you. Okay. Oops, one. Okay. Dating you. Let's have a look. What have we got? Okay, kind of interesting because we get the Ace of Wands, which tells us that it's a new beginning, new possibilities. But there is going to be some stress and worry because I get the Nine of Swords. So I do sense that there's going to be some worry in regards to the dating. I do feel like there is going to be some worry. There's going to be some stress about it. But it does bring in a new beginning. I do feel like they're a little bit worried about it in some way. There is some worry to the situation. But it does bring in a new beginning, new possibilities. That's how they feel about dating you. That there is possibility there, but it does bring its own stresses and worries, own challenges, if you like. It does feel like there's going to be some challenges to the dating situation. And that's how they feel. Remember, this is their perspective. They feel that, yes, it brings new opportunities, new possibilities, and new understandings, new beginnings, new possibilities, new passions, new creative energy. But it does bring its own set of worries and stress to the situation. So there is a little bit of anxiety about it. Okay? So even though there is that passion or that desire, that new beginning, there is that sense of anxiety about it as well. Okay, so that's how they feel. Okay, that's their perspective. There is some anxiety about it as well, even though there is a sense of it's going to be a new beginning, new possibilities, new passions, new creative energy. There is this anxiety as well. No idea, just says. And it could be just, it doesn't necessarily, yeah. Why would you be confused about anxiety in the way about dating you? Just worry, just stress. I think it's just normal butterfly sort of energy. Doesn't mean it's going to be, it's not a huge thing. It just means that there is a little bit of worry, a little bit of stress, a little bit of anxiety about it. And it could be a personal thing. Remember, it's their perspective, SK. Remember, it's only their perspective in why they might feel anxiety is something that's very personal to them. Okay? It might not be anything big, but it just be because of the challenges that could come up in regards to the relationship. You know, are they doing the right thing? Are they, are they enough? Are they, all those things come into play. Do you like, maybe the anxiety comes around, do they like you? Do you like them? Maybe they don't know quite how you feel. So there could be a need to communicate. There could be a whole lot more to it. Okay, there could be their own anxiety. Everybody sometimes has a little bit of anxiety about, something new and exciting with a relationship. There could be that butterfly sort of energy coming through. So they could be excited, but at the same time, there's that worry and stress. Are things going to work out? Am I going to be enough for that person? All those sort of little energies come into play here. So I just feel they just might have a little bit of anxiety about the situation in some way. Right. Karen. How will the remaining You have to remember, SK, it's just their perspective on their situation from their end. Okay, it's their perspective. Right, let's have a look. How will the remaining December 2024 be for you? Okay, let's do the crystal power. Okay, so let's have a look. What's the rest of December going to be for Kieran? What does Kieran need to know in regards to this situation? What's happening for Kieran for the rest of 2024? Oh. Okay. Okay, after Kieran, I think then we've got Critty, Celine, and Lisa. Okay, let's have a look. How will the remaining December 2024 be for you? Ooh. Okay, interesting, because 10 of Swords and 6 of Swords. So I get that there's going to be some changes going on for you. Okay, there's some things that are ending, some things that are final, and there's a shift into a new perspective. So it feels like things are changing for you. Okay, the crystal is sugilite for you. And the affirmations will be, I see the truth in this ending. So things are going to be ending. There are some final things for you, but there's going to be, I know that peaceful times will come. So there's a shift. So it feels like you're leaving behind the chaos and moving into something a little bit more peaceful, a little bit more bliss, if you like, a little bit more calm. Feels like there's calmer waters ahead. So when things end, there's going to be much more calmer waters ahead for you. So that's what December's going to be like for you. It feels like you're going to be leaving behind the chaos. You're finalizing things, ending things, and it makes way for new possibilities, for that shift in perspective, shift in a plan, shift in an idea. It's definitely something changing. So it definitely feels like there's some moving on energy. Like you're leaving behind the old and moving into something much more smoother, much calmer, much more at peace within yourself. Mentally, it's really important for you with this shift, this change that's going on for you. So it feels like there's going to be the end of all that chaos and you're going to move into much smoother waters. So things are going to feel much, much better for you because it feels like you're going to be able to breathe easier. Things are going to be much more easier to breathe. Feels like you're going to be breathing a lot easier. I just get this sense of energy. Kieran. It feels like things are going to be a lot smoother for you. Whew. Okay. Crystal. Oh, Karen, where are we at? 2. So what am I up to? Karen. Okay. So here, I'm just waiting for a question. So I'm just waiting for here. I've got please add, but I've got no question. There's no question. Okay, I need a question from you, Critty. So I'm going to do Celine's one. And I'm going to do Lisa. But I am waiting for your question. If you're still here, Critty, I just need your question, please. Okay. Oh, okay. Does this person love you? Let's have a look. Okay, so just take a nice deep breath. Let's just throw in another incense stick. I feel like I need to light another incense. Let's just bring in, let's bring in a little bit of enchanted woods. Okay, I'm just doing the last few. Okay. Whew. Just breathing in. Okay, so we just got a few more questions to do. But if you want a little bit more information, guys, or you've just come in the door, donations are still available for another 10 minutes, and then I'm going to just finish up. But yeah, so we're just going to end soon unless any donations come in the door. So I'm just going to put up that I'm ending soon, but not quite. We're not on the last reading or anything like that. There's still a couple more to do. Okay, and if any donations or anything comes in, or anyone wants a little bit more information about their reading, don't forget to use the pinned link or the links down below. Okay, so Kieran, I did your reading. No, I've done your reading, Kieran. I just did it. I just finished it. I just finished it with saying, oh, I used the Crystal Power Tarot. Kieran, you might just have to go back a little bit. No. Hopefully you might have to something or other. I did do your reading. I did do a couple of cards for you. Oh, you went in the kitchen. You're welcome, Kieran. You're welcome. Okay, so does this person love you? Yeah, so you might just have to scroll back a little bit, but I just did your reading. I was just lighting an incense stick and waiting for Critty. Critty didn't type in a question, so I'm not quite sure what happened there. I just got a hello and can you be added, but I didn't get a question. So I'm not quite sure what happened with there. But we've just got Celine and Lisa. And I was waiting for Critty as well, but I didn't get Rhea. So does the person in your mind love you? Okay, does this person love Celine? Okay, does this person love Celine? Let's have a look here. Let's fan this out. Eyes closed. And let's just feel the cards this one here is pulling at me. No idea what this card is. That was what we've got. This card seems to come up quite a bit when things are not quite as we expect them to be. Okay, so it's telling us to choose a new direction. So there's something else that you need to do in regards to this situation. That's what it's saying. It's saying there's something else that needs to be done in regards to this person. Because I think you'd know if they actually loved you. I think you'd get an inkling. So it's sort of saying that maybe you need to choose a new direction. Maybe you need to think about something else in your life. Maybe this person is not that important right now. So this is current energies, right? So let's have a look and see. Whoa. Feels like you already know the answers. Okay, I think you already know about this person, how this person feels. I think the doubt creeps in because you, oh, bloody hell, that just about hit me in the face. I think you need to ask for help. I think you need to ask for some guidance. I think there's a need to communicate. I think there's a sense of connecting with the angels, connecting with your guides. I think there's a sense of, I think you know the answer already, and it feels like you know that you need to move forward on your own path, your own journey. Okay, Celine. Okay, so I do feel like things are not quite as they seem. I think you already know the answers that lie within this situation. I think you already know. And I think they're sort of saying to you, you need to sort of meditate on the direction that you're going to move into. I think you're going to be given the answers. Ask your spirit guides, ask your angels, ask your guardian angel. Okay, ask your guardian angel for guidance to move you in the right direction, to bring you the right person for you. I think sometimes when you know the answer, it's because something better is waiting for you, or something else is waiting for you. Okay, so the sort of saying, it's like that sense of, no, I think you need to choose a new direction. You need to sort of think about things. I think you already know the answer. When we're saying meditation brings answers, I get that feeling that you already know the answer, and you need to ask for some guidance from your angel guide. I think that's kind of really important for you, and I think you'll get a much clearer answer. It's telling me that something better is waiting for you. If you're ready to grab something better, I think you'll get it. So that's kind of really important there. Okay, so I didn't get a question from Critty, so I'm not quite sure what's going on there, whether they left or having trouble with their internet or something like that. But I didn't get a question from here, because that was the last person on my list. So, or the person before Lisa, before Celine. But I didn't get a question from them. So I'm not quite sure what's going on. Like I said, everybody that was before that, when I put in that free list, being closed. So Lisa is next. So I don't know quite what happened to Critty. If Critty's still here, they can still have time to type in their question. Otherwise, this is going to be the end of it, being the last reading. But I would have done Critty. Okay, so who's coming towards you in love? Okay, so you want to know who's coming towards you. Now, love can be open to many interpretations with spirit. So you're talking about an intimate relationship. Thanks, Sid. Don't forget, Sid, you can always book your reading anytime. Don't forget, with the free 3-card reading in the shop, you do have your free reading you can do because you're family at any time. Anytime you've got a question or anything like that, you don't have to wait for the live. You can pop in. Okay? You can sort of do that free reading as your family. And don't forget your downloads. Don't forget your downloads, Sid. You can use any of those decks that I've put in there for you. There's also some digital art, Sid, that you can use as wallpaper or print out. You can do whatever you want with it because you're family. Right, Lisa, what's coming towards you in love? What am I doing here? What's coming towards you in love? And, oh, I know lives are fun. I know, but at any time you've got a question, you know you can always book it. Anyway, that's all. And don't forget your downloads. Don't forget your freebies. Okay, what's coming towards you in love, Lisa? I'm using the vintage Japanese, and I don't know why, but that's what came up. What's coming towards you in love? Hi, Caitlin, and I'm just finishing up. You sneak in, don't you? Okay, so something just flew out. Oh, that was the 2 cards. That's why they didn't want me to do anymore. I know I'm a little bit early because it's going to get hot, so I just wanted to be a little bit earlier. Right, what's coming towards you in love? 5 of Pentacles. Feels like you're going to be guided. Oh, good. That's good, Caitlin. Finished uploading your latest video. Oh, that's good. Right. So what's coming towards you in love? I feel like you're going to be guided. I feel like you're going to be shown the way. I got Queen of Wands, which tells me passion. Okay, I feel like you're going to be guided. And there's passion, creativity. You know what? I just got the sense of being hit by an explosion. I feel like I feel like love for you, you're going to be hit with it. Okay, it feels like you're going to be guided. No, that's it. This is the last one. Critty didn't, there was just one. Critty never typed in the question. So that was it. This was the last one. Because I've been on for nearly 2 hours, Caitlin. 2 hours. Ah! I know, I was a little bit earlier today because it's now 22:11. It's getting hot. Nearly lunch, like it's an hour before lunch, and I'm starting to warm up a bit. So, okay, so, oh, Sid, you're such a sweetheart. No subscription. My subscription, yeah. Whew. No, she just up. Oh my God, she just upgraded her family. Oh, she's such a sweetheart. Sid. Yes, she was. She upgraded. She upgraded. She's such a sweetheart. She upgraded. So she gets more treats. She gets more treats with her family. She upgraded. Yes, she was subscribed, but she's upgraded to a higher level. So she gets more goodies. She gets more and more goodies. Okay, so Lisa. Yeah, I feel like you're going to be guided. You're going to be shown. And I feel like it's going to hit you with creative passion. Okay, with a lot more passion. So I do feel like you got someone coming in who's going to really guide you. Okay, so that's it from me. Okay, Caitlin, talking about oh, you don't know how the Ko-Fi works? Okay, there's several ways with the Ko-Fi. Okay, so I'll explain a little bit about the Ko-Fi. Okay, let me just put in this banner. Okay, Caitlin, to explain a little bit about Ko-Fi, there's things that you can do. Okay, there's the public support. You can follow me on my Ko-Fi link. Doesn't cost you anything, and you just see all the public posts that come out. Then there are those that have supported me for the month, and they are people who have purchased a reading, or they've donated, right? Or they've purchased a service. They've purchased a reading of some sort. There are those that have just purchased something, and they're the supporters. Then we have the monthly supporters, which is the membership tiers. And we've got different membership tiers, and each membership tier gives you a little bit extra goodie, extra discounts, extra things. There's some extra goodies with being a upgraded member. Means they get a little bit extra with their free readings, they get extra with the healings. There's little treats and things that are thrown in for, they can book for a private reading. They can get a little bit more with their monthly subscriptions, monthly memberships. Yeah, it's similar to Patreon. Yeah, it's similar to that. But yeah, similar to the Patreon. Yeah, it's very similar. It's just another service. I just didn't find Patreon worked for me, and this Ko-Fi really worked. So yeah, so that's why I ended up sticking with Ko-Fi. And I can do a lot more with the Ko-Fi, with the blogging, the keeping up to date. I just worked much better for me. So yeah, similar to Patreon. So these discounts, there's free downloads, there's all sorts of little extra bits and pieces with each tier. So yeah, that's it from me. I am had it. I've been on for over 2 hours. And I need some air. Let me just, 1 minute, let me just open up the door a bit. Let's just put on the fan. Let's just get a little bit. Woo. Just all of a sudden got really hot. I was not expecting that heat. Oh. Was not expecting that heat. It was supposed to cool off a little bit today. Before I come back, let me just throw in just needing to take some. That was hot. The weather went and changed on us. It was quite cool before, and now it's got really hot all of a sudden. Ooh. Oops. Don't get caught. So, Caitlin, I didn't know if you had a question or not. I just sort of thought, oh, that was my last reading. Am I talking about my memberships? Sid upgraded, which is muchly appreciated. Caitlin, did you have a question? You can still sneak in here because you're my mod and you do a lot for me. So I don't mind if you've got a question. I just had to get a bit cooler because I was getting a bit hot. Whew. Just had to open the door and stuff. No, you didn't have a question? Okay. I thought if you had a question, I would be happy to answer it as you're you. Because you're you. So yeah, no questions, nothing else popping in? No donations, nothing else? So that's it. I just had to cool off a bit. I put my shorts on, but I didn't want to do it on camera, of course. Had to sort of sneaky. So no, Caitlin, no, nothing. Oh no, I know you don't desire special treatment. Oh no, I know you don't desire it. I know, but you deserve it. No, I know you don't. I know you don't desire special treatment. I know that, Caitlin. But you deserve it. You need a little bit of pampering every now and then. I know you don't expect it. I know you don't expect it, hun. But you deserve it. You do a lot for me, and I appreciate you. Just as I appreciate, everybody who comes into my lives and that sort of thing. But you do a lot for me. So I always appreciate you. So you deserve always a little treat. Okay, that's cool. If you're good. You know, I love you, and I know you've always been there for me. You've been a good friend. So, I know. So, if that's it from everybody, I just wanted to make sure I quite enjoyed today. I feel quite good this morning. Didn't matter that I got up early again. Oh, I've been getting up like 7 o'clock every morning for that spa, that soak, the nutrient rescue, and protein shakes and things and smoothies and things. Don't know why, I just feel really good today, so I'm just cruising. Okay, so let's do a pick a pile then. We're just going to do a last pick a pile. Let's do that to finish off. I don't know why. I just feel like doing something. Let's do supernatural. I feel like doing a supernatural oracle. Okay, let's do pick a pile. Okay, so let's do 1, 2, and 3. Okay, let's do pick a pile. Pile number 1. So think in your head, what do you want? Okay, so look outside the square with the empty. Okay, so I get that sense of protection, looking outside the box in regards to protection, and the empty. Okay, so what does the empty mean? If I can remember rightly, this is a card that... Okay, maybe you're feeling a little bit lost. It's time to sort of shake it off. Time to kick things into gear, ready for a fresh start. Okay, so know that you're protected. Look outside the box sort of thing. Look for something a little different. Know that you maybe you need a fresh start in where you're going. You're so welcome, Lisa. You're welcome. Okay, so that was the first one. First one was all about looking outside of the box, looking for something a little different to protect oneself, to get yourself into a fresh start, kick yourself into gear sort of energy. Number 2. Okay, we've got God with the mark of Cain. Okay, the God card. Pardon me. Sorry. Okay, have you been laser focused on something that's been a bit of your focus at the moment? Maybe someone's something that's been affecting you in some way. Okay, be careful about being swept up without realizing the unhealthy obsession in some way. Step back a little bit. For some reason, it's telling you to step back a little bit. So let's have a look and see what it says about the mark of Cain. Okay, there are some challenges coming up. Just saying that there are some challenges. Some things for you to get a sense of victory and success without letting go of some stuff. So maybe you've been a little bit laser focused or a little bit focused on something that's maybe sort of taking up a little bit more of your time than it needs to be. So now it's sort of just saying to you to just be a little bit cautious about the challenges and things coming up in this situation. Okay, so maybe you're being very laser focused, being very determined about something. Just be careful. Oh, you were out after dark. Oh, okay. Yeah, you need to be a little bit cautious. I just get the sense of being very cautious because there are going to be some challenges and some responsibilities that you need to take care of in some way. So just be very careful there. Okay, number 3 is the Colt with Mary Winchester. So let's have a look at the Colt, which is the gun. Okay, so it's okay. This is about a sense of independence, but be wary of being overconfident. Yeah, I don't know, Caitlin. Maybe it could be about something else going on. So this one here is just saying about be careful about being overconfident in the situation. Being overconfident in the situation. Okay, being overconfident. Maybe you're holding on to something that doesn't really serve you well. Oh, you were in the parking lot? Maybe it's, Caitlin, maybe it's a sense of a confirmation. Remember, sometimes cards can be confirmation of something that's already happened. Sometimes it can be confirmation of something that's already happened, something that was affecting your life. So here you've got this one here telling you to be careful that you're not holding on to something that no longer serves you. And just be a little bit careful of being overconfident. Something that doesn't serve you well in this situation could be the overconfidence. Know what you're capable of can be important too in this situation here as well. I don't know, Caitlin. So let me just go through, because sorry, I was so busy thinking about this series here. Let me go back to this again. Let me go back to this because you said number 2 happened 2 nights ago on Friday. Okay, so let's have a look at the God card, because you asked, God card, and let me see, because I wasn't really focused on you on that particular thing. So let's just go back to here. Okay, God just says about being laser focused on something or someone that you're unable to see how it's affecting you, dedication and commitment, but it's easy to get swept up in the pursuit without realizing it's not good for you. Allow yourself to step back and appreciate all the small wonders around you. It's about seeing the whole picture with fresh eyes. Maybe you need to look at things with fresh eyes with the situation that's going on. Okay, next one here was the mark of Cain. So let's have a look and see what the mark of Cain was. Okay, the mark of Cain cautions you to be sure you're ready to accept the challenges and responsibilities, being at the top of your game. So maybe you were at the top of your game. Maybe with the challenge with the car coming towards you, you were at the top of your game. You were cautious. You were ready for the challenge. And so you moved out of the way. You were cautious, and so you were able to move out of the way of the car. Oh, okay. So you were focused on getting to the dollar store, right? And it was almost dark. So you were focused. You had that focus on that dollar store, right? But you were cautious enough to jump out of the way when the car came straight at you in the parking lot. Well, the car should have been a lot more cautious. But you were definitely aware. So you were able to jump out of the way. You were responsible. So it's like confirmation to say, yes, you were responsible to move out of the way, that you had victory. Well, that's her issue, not yours. That's her issue. You were cautious enough to be responsible enough to appreciate yourself as well. But yeah, well, that's her issue, not yours, Caitlin. That's her issue, not yours. You're not responsible for how she feels. That's her issue, not yours. But yeah, I really feel like it got you saying that you were focused on getting to the dollar store, right? But you were aware enough to be cautious enough that when that car came towards you, you were able to move out of the way or whatever. But really, it's about, it's that sort of energy. So it does feel like that head nurse is very focused on her own self. Maybe she's got a God complex. Maybe it's her that's got a God complex in a way. Maybe you're dealing with that God complex, that sense of, maybe it's about you dealing with that sense of that God complex that she has. Oops, I didn't mean to put that in there. I feel like she might have a bit of a God complex with it, with everything. She might have a God complex. Needs to be brought down a peg or two. Ugh. So yeah, that's it. You're not to her face. No, don't do that to her face. But definitely feel like she might have a bit of a God complex for sure. Yeah. She'll get her comeuppance. One day she'll get her comeuppance. Anyway, that's me. I've been on for nearly 2.5 hours, Caitlin. I better get my relax, otherwise I won't get any work done. Okay, that's it from me.